Today we're going to be talking on something very important, especially all of you that like to buy Apple iPhone gadgets, right? This is a more important news to you. Last few weeks, the CEO of Apple came out, Tim Cook, and he talked about that the increase in the price of Apple product is unavoidable. He said it in the news, and we were like, okay, maybe it's going to give us some time, you understand, maybe speaking into the future. But immediately he made that statement. A week from that point, he said that Apple announced the new price increase of most of its products, specifically iPad and the MacBook, with other of the little other products. But actually for now, iPhone is not yet part of this catalog of product that has the new increased price. So I have some of their new price, right, statements. The MacBook Neo went from $599 to $699. So literally, it did not go from, like, okay, let's say $50 increase, $20 increase, $30. It went $100 increase. And maybe you're living in America, you're like, okay, just $100 increase. It's not that much, bro. If you live in other country, example like Nigeria, $100 increase is large. Okay, then now we have the MacBook Air went from $1,099 to $1,299. That went to totally a $200 increase. You have the MacBook Pro went from $1,699. It went to $1,999. The iPad Air $599. It went to $749. So these are their new price, and when they release their new price, actually their stock share in the market actually fell. Maybe it is the reaction of the percent. We are not happy that you are increasing the price of an essential digital product that we use, but we know definitely their share is going to bounce back again. That one is norms, and they have specifically not hiked up the price of the iPhone. For now, definitely we know that it might happen, but for now the iPhone is still exempted, right? Now let's ask, why is this? What happened? Why is this just a sudden increase in the price of this product? I'm going to tell you number one issue. The number one reason is chips. Yeah, not your potato chips, not your plantain chips. The chips that you use in making technological gadgets, cars, your electronics, it has become highly expensive. And why has this happened? It happened because now we are in an AI race. I always say it as AI race, right? So you definitely see that Elon Musk is building new robots. Different companies are building new technological robots, and that can actually function with this AI race that has begun has now put a much more demand on the chips product. And now this demand, actually there's a comparable demand for these chips, and the supplies for it is not yet available. So definitely there's now the drag for both companies who can acquire more. And when there's actually an increased demand in the product, what happens with it is that the price of that product actually skyrockets. So what we see is that now the price of these chips in the market has now skyrocketed. And I was actually sensing this, right? I was sensing this because when I saw Elon Musk actually give his speech about his new company that is about to launch. It's not a SpaceX, it's not a SpaceX IPO. I'm talking about his new company, which you may not have heard about, or you might hear about, which is called tariffs. And this company is specifically going to be making large amounts of chips. I was just like, is Elon Musk going to chip making again? Like, this guy, you're already in Starlink, SpaceX, Tesla. Why are you actually going into chip? And I thought that Jensen Huang is your friend, actually, who is the founder of NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA chip making company. I'm like, I am a little bit surprised that this guy is hoping to play in this space. But actually, I would say, I think he actually found that the market has a short supply for this, a shortened supply. So actually, he needs it even for his own company he's about to build. SpaceX, Neuralink, all those things need chips, right? So definitely he needs to either make it, or he's now stocked at the world market buying this chip at higher price. And the company is yet to launch, but we are hoping that maybe if it does, it will actually also lead to a drop in the price of this. But now there's something else that is or might happen that actually might take all these technological products to a devastating new height of increase in price, right? What I'm saying, I've been looking at this factor and I've not actually been saying anything on that. I'm just watching, and I'm still trying to see what will happen, right? And what will happen will determine whether most of these products, most of these gadgets we are holding, most of this technology, most of all this electronic gadget we are holding, can we actually still sustain, or can we actually still be able to purchase them at the price they might be going to? Now, just because there's a higher demand for chips in the market, we have seen that definitely, we have seen the heightened increase in the price of just Apple gadgets, which is actually going to begin to spiral into other products. And now let me bring you into what I'm talking about. We all know that the chip making country of the world is Taiwan. TSMC, that's the name of the company. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. Half of all these chips that comes out into all this product comes from Taiwan. Now, when President Trump went to go visit President Xi Jinping of China, the one issue that they were not majorly, or they were trying to avoid, was the issue of China taking over Taiwan, right? So if China would eventually enact what they want to do by taking over Taiwan, definitely then those chip manufacturing companies that are in Taiwan belongs to China, and immediately what you will see is a devastatingly increase in the price of chips, which leads to a devastating increase in price of every technological gadget. That is the one thing that every single person do not want to talk about, but that's what you're going to get. Now, joint with the increase for the demand of chips by these AI companies, if the production of chips and the manufacture of chips are not now taken up by other countries or other companies, if this situation happens, there's definitely going to be a level of increase in the price of chips all over the world. And that is one thing I'm just paying my eyes, and I'm like, okay, this increase actually is just brought about by just the demand by AI companies. Now, what about if China take over Taiwan, which actually China keeps on saying they want to do? So that is just one place that maybe we should actually keep our eyes on, and maybe it won't happen, maybe it will happen, but definitely one or the other is going to have an effect on this company. Now, if Elon Musk actually deliver in his company called Tariffs, which is a chip making company, it will actually also bring about a drop in the price. And also we're hearing also that Samsung and SK Hynix is actually investing $518 billion in making a chip producing company in South Korea. Definitely, I think those companies such as Samsung, such as all these technology company, knows that they need to begin to make the chips for their own self, and they're actually diversifying and actually investing in all this. The question is, will they be done with making this company before China take the action on Taiwan? That's the major question. With that, I say we'll see you in the next time.